Hey everybody, this is my 55-gallon gourami tank, and I got some new fish recently. I've gotten quite a few new fish over the last several days, and so I want to talk about them a little bit, have a look at them, and this will be the first video where we get to see some of them. So if you follow along regularly, you will know that I picked up 19 Otocinclus catfish this morning. They were mislabeled as Chinese algae eaters and sold for $1.99. So at that price, I snatched them up. But the real reason I went in there was because I wanted to get 10 long-finned black skirt tetras. I know these are a very common fish, and I know I have them in other tanks, but I just really like them. And they're inexpensive, they're easy for me to access. I don't have to make a long drive to the the good pet store, good fish store. That would give me a huge variety of different tetras and other small schooling fish that would fill this niche within the tank. I was just looking for something to be not necessarily a dither fish per se, but basically to serve the same function as a dither fish, just to be sort of a schooling fish swimming around the tank just for the visual appeal of it, not necessarily to relieve the stress of any of the other fish in the tank. So I decided that I was just going to go ahead and get them anyway, even though, again, they are just a common fish. I really enjoy them, and I've really been enjoying watching them swim back and forth the way they have been. They've been schooling very nicely since they've been in there. Of course, they've only been in there for a few hours. We can talk about quarantine in another video or something like that. I've talked about the way I quarantine fish. It's hit or miss. I've talked about that in plenty of other videos, so we're not going to go into that now. The other day, however, when I went to the Petco to buy some black skirt tetras, I was waiting around for the sales associate to come over and get me the black skirt tetras. And while I was waiting, something caught my eye. It was a beautiful flash of glistening sparkle that came out of another tank. And I do like sparkly stuff. So I immediately went over to check it out and see what I could see. And what I saw was, if I can avoid stepping on the cat, diamond tetras being sold at PetSmart. I'm sorry, Petco, not PetSmart. So I got 7 of these, and so far have been very happy with them. They're a little bit on the dashing, darting around side. They're a little overactive for my taste. I'm hoping they'll calm down a little bit over time, but I'm thinking maybe not. I think that's going to be just how they behave. But as far as how they look, I think it's awesome. And one thing I've noticed about them is that they have sort of a reddish color to their fins. My other diamond tetras have sort of black fins. They almost look very much like a skirt tetra, like the black skirt tetras, but with like a shiny, sparkly body. These actually have a reddish color to their fins in addition to their sparkly diamond body. So I'm really kind of happy about that. That's pretty cool. And they are also swimming around with my hatchet fish. I'm only down to 3 hatchet fish in this tank, but hatchet fish are also a type of tetra. So all of them swimming around together. It's a bunch of little tetra-shaped silvery fish darting around. And then, of course, with my other fish in the tank, the color scheme and everything goes nicely, and it all works really well in this tank. So really surprised to see something like the diamond tetras at a Petco. They usually don't sell these. I'm dying to show everybody what my new giant chunk of woodwork in my native tank looks like, but I think I'm going to save that for a day or two and kind of let it settle in before I give anybody else a look at it. So I have done some stuff on my Patreon page. If you're interested and you really can't wait and you want to see a sneak preview of it, you can go check out my Patreon page. Otherwise, it's going to be a couple of days before we get a good look at that. But I did want to show off the new fish I've got today. So we've got 10 longfin black skirt tetras. We got 7 of the diamond tetras that have the reddish fins. I recently bought 3 cat's over here now. I recently bought 3 rubber lip plecos, one of which died almost immediately. And so I've still got 2 of them in there, and I can already tell you we're down to 18 Otocinclus. I've already lost one of them, so that's not too much of a surprise. And Kitty is going to get some attention today, whether I like it or not. You gonna say hi? Meow? Meow? That's all? You're not gonna say hi? Meow? So I'm looking at this pleco back here, and I know it's really hard to see past the cat and through all of the grunge on the glass, but it almost looks like that one's covered in ick. It looks like it has little white specks all over it. So I'm not sure if it is or not, but we are treating this tank now with Ick Attack. I've used this before. It is all natural. It's really easy to use. It's not real, you know, you don't have to mess around with air stones. You don't have to do regular water changes. You just use it for about 10 days and then you do a water change and you get on with your life and you don't ever have to worry about ick again. I've never had any problem using it. I've never had any issues with really sensitive fish. I've used it with loaches. I've used it with my hillstream loaches. I've used it with all kind of sensitive fish and I've never had an issue. So we're going to treat this tank with the Ick Attack, and that is all of my new fish. The plecos, the otos, the diamond tetras, and the black skirt tetras. So here's my other diamond tetras, and you can see how they have sort of black coloration to the fin, or sort of that smoky gray coloration. Very different than those brand new ones I got with all that red color in the fin. So I'm really excited about that. That's kind of cool. So, alright everybody, there's my little Saturday night update. I am going to be doing that video about the air stones. Again, I learned some new information today that made everything a lot more clear for me. So we're going to have a nice little discussion video about that. And of course, we are going to be looking at my new native tank with all the new scape and decor and everything in it. And that'll be coming up within the next few days too, as I said earlier. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. This one here is my angelfish tank. Thanks again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.